Hello and welcome. Going to do a quick guide on RBG Target calling. Just doing a random battleground at the moment, just to show how I do things without actually having to do an RBG. It's just me by myself at the moment, just queuing into this. So to start off with target calling, you want to make sure you're nice and clear with your calls. Also very observant as to what the enemy team's doing and to what your team's doing. So starting off, whilst you're in the waiting area or staging area, you can have a look at the enemy team to see what sort of viable targets they're going to have. So already I can see their priest's got quite low health, so he's going to be an easy target to start on. You'd also then tell your team what your intentions would be to which target you'd go on. And whilst I'm in the waiting screen, so basically I've been doing RBGs now on and off since Cataclysm, late Cataclysm, playing up to as high as 2300 and then average out about 1800 most seasons just to get the RBG transmog set. I'm only one class away from completing every single set on the base classes that can use it. So the only remaining one I've got to do is Rogue currently, having done Hunter, Warrior, Paladin, Priest, Mage, Chamois. I think there's 9 total that you can get. And yeah, I've literally just got the Rogue to go, so... Okay, right, starting off, having a look, watching where this Priest's going to go, if he's the main target.
Stealth. Soul shape. Dash.
Looks like he's going straight for the mid.
Soul shape. Stealth. Dash. Blinding
Right, so saying going on Priest.
Wild charge. Sprint.
Okay, fight's then starting. Okay, so find a different target, Demon Hunter. So saying swap into Demon Hunter in 3, 2, 1, and you swap to the Demon Hunter. However, he's already died, so it doesn't really matter. The reason why behind counting down is basically you want people to have time to be able to swap to your target and also then to CC the enemy players as they swap.
Barkskin.
And this is also to time cooldowns of both offensive and any defensives that people need to proc to get onto target or pop to get onto target. I'll try and find another target to go on. Okay, so saying going on the Chamois. Attacking the Chamois, lovely. Okay, Chamois getting away, so then you're looking for your nearest target, so maybe in middle we've got a big old druid, so swap into the druid in 3, 2, 1, and he's already dead. Okay, swap into the other druid in 3, 2, 1. Maybe pop in your Seraphim on 1. So you've got a little bit of burst. You've actually got some damage down on hitting your target.
Divine Hand. Blind. Lightning Lasso. Wild Charge.
So staying on the druid. Okay, swapping onto the priest in 3, 2, 1. Swapping onto priest. There we go. And back onto the druid. Alright, and then we're looking for more targets. So you're always looking for targets and seeing what defensives people have got. Defenses is a big thing. You don't want to go onto a target that is either like Cyclone or has big defenses on like pain suppression or something like that.
Thanks. Trinket Shadow Dance. Lightning Charge. Barkskin.
So Drew's got Barkskin up at the moment, but he's still going to drop.
Countered. Countered. Trinketed.
Right, so when target calling, the reason behind the counting down, you want to do it slowly, going in a lower order of numbers, so counting from 3, 2, 1. And the reason why you want to have the pauses in between is because if you do it too quickly, players aren't necessarily going to be ready by the time you hit 1. Also, it accounts for people actually seeing what target you're going on to and having their offensive abilities ready to then get the cast off as you hit 1. That means that a lot of their damage will land at the same time, and it's usually a high chance of you actually securing a kill on the target.
Cloak down, shadow dance. Lightning shot. Shadow dash. Kidney. Wildfire. Flagellation. Cloak of shadows. Crimson vial. Rounded. Kidney. Cloak down. Stormkeeper. Flagellation. Crimson vial. Convert. Trinket. Window of shadow. Astral shift charge. Astral shift down. Faint down. Solar beam prison. Ursol's vortex.
So general defensives you're looking out for when target calling would be things like pain suppression, greater fade. If you've got a paladin and they get the divine shield off, you might have to necessarily swap targets or until someone then gets the dispel on it. Otherwise you are going to be pumping offensives into just a endless pit, really.
Holy serenity. Success. Trinketed. Shadow dance. Kidney. Shadow dance. Wild charge. Cheap shot. Invoke. Shadow blade. Cyclone.
So also you're looking out for defensives as well that you might need to pop.
Wild charge. Kidney. Trinketed. Faint. Spring.
Okay, so on a map like this, if you are target calling, you'd be focusing on the orb carriers, things like that. So the main thing you'd be wanting to do is to say, go on the orange orb carrier, but you want to make sure that before you kill the orange orb carrier that you've got someone at the capture point ready to pick it up. And then you'd say swap into orange in 3, 2, 1, swap into orange, orange dies, orange orb is returned, people would then pick it up straight off the cap point. And same goes for the following orbs, as other people would pick them up. You just swap to the orbs and swap between the orbs, just keeping the healers CC'd.
Resolve down. Spring. Kidney. Down.
Okay, and that pretty much wraps up the sort of fundamental basics of target calling, so you're looking out for things
Dash.
from that side.
Wild charge.
So if you are the target caller, ideally you want to be on a melee class. That makes a big difference in terms of where you are in the team fights, your positioning, what you've got at your disposal. So good target callers are Ret Pallies, Arms Warriors and Frost DKs. The reason behind this is that the Frost DKs can initiate a target swap by doing their grips. So you can say swap to the priest in 3, 2, 1 or grip in the priest in 3, 2, 1. And that then puts the priest into a dangerous situation where everyone suddenly swaps to them and they're no longer at the back lines with their teammates. They're now in the thick of it and getting swapped to with a lot of hard burst. Same goes for Warrior being able to suddenly drop a large amount of damage and then also be ready to execute as and when the target then drops to that 20% health. Pallies as well, they have insane burst currently. If you get all your cooldowns off correctly, you can just absolutely delete people. and keep the ball rolling with your
Shadow
damage. And also, a lot of these classes as well, them being plate, they've got the defensives to back up with how far they are pushing into the team fights, where their positioning is going to be. Ret has a lot of off-hills, defensives. If you are playing Kyrian, you've got the File of Serenities as well. You can also tie in Battle Masters. So where I've got it there. So my Battle Masters, I can use that, which increases my health by 14k. And then also popping Shield of Vengeance at the same time, which you can get bigger Shield of Vengeances as well, and to have a higher defensive up as well to soak a lot more damage. Also at the same time, when your Shield of Vengeance explodes, then you've got a nice tasty amount of damage. You can also time that with your targets as and when you're bursting. So in general, a lot of things, a couple of things to note is if you are target calling, you want to be focusing on what the enemy team's got in terms of composition, what are the weakest targets, what are the stronger targets that you might necessarily struggle if you are having to swap to them. You want to be tracking people's defensives. If someone's going to get maybe like a pain suppression on them, okay, they've got a pain suppression on them, then you want to know how to deal with that. So you want to quickly look for the next target, always be looking for the next target to swap to. So also forcing defensives, you might see target callers swapping a lot, and sometimes this is frustrating for DPS, but there's a reason behind doing this, is you are forcing the defensives on one target, going to the second target, forcing their defensives, going back onto your original target to then force any more remaining defensives. If they haven't got anything, then you can get the kill on them. Then you go back onto the second target. Again, they've run out of defensives, so you can then get the kill on them. And it's just working through the team like that. Sometimes you have to go back and forth a couple of times. Other times it's more, you swap to that target, it dies, okay, next target. And if you do need to do back and forth, you have to do that a couple of times to then secure that kill, to then find out the next target, and eventually you can wipe their team, and then making good use of that wipe to then push a base, maybe push them to their graveyard, and offensively then start getting good pressure on them and spreading your team out more to secure more objectives on the map, be it a Eye of the Storm or a Deepwing Gorge is a good example. If you can wipe them at market, then you can always move and look at pushing maybe Shrine, Ruins, Quarry or Farm. But I think that's it for now. Thank you very much for having a listen and watching this with the interesting gameplay as well. And hopefully I'll upload some more videos in the future. Thank you.